Welcome back. Welcome back, friends. Back to CB land. Isn't it a glorious day? Hey, it is a glorious day here in West Virginia. It's absolutely beautiful. Okay, but first off, I'm so sad. I feel so terrible for our last video, the last video. When I got to the table, that video was going to be about 25 minutes. I get in that tree stand over there and talk for a hot minute. It was a lot of talking that video, so it wasn't too eventful, but I had about 25 minutes, 30 minutes. You know, that was the episode's original plan. But yeah, got in there, dude, got to editing and just, nope. It was like 6 minutes of footage that was not corrupted. I don't know why it did. But yeah, so as you can see, that's why it was kind of more goofy and fun, because I had to figure out what the hell I was going to do for the 7 minutes that was recorded. Anyway, today we are, drum roll, we're going to fell a tree.
Wow!
And in fact, you can't see it right now, so I'll put it up on the screen, but there's a tree right behind me with the tree stand on. We're going to move that, of course, and we're going to drop that tree because we got to start collecting firewood. It's a little late, honestly, in the season. It really is. It's August. I should have been doing this in spring, but guess what? We didn't move here in spring. So we got to do what we got to do. We do have a gas heater inside, and we got electric, but you know how heating with electric's insane. And the prior owners have a huge propane tank of gas, so we will have that as backup. I just want to start crossing over because I'd like to start using the land to heat our home. So anyway, we're going to start real quick, and I'm just going to show you what we got here. The things that you'll really see today. The Echo CS-501P X Series. So I already used this in another video, as you saw. Maybe you didn't see it. No, you didn't see it. I went back up there and cleaned up. But anyway, this is the new saw we have for CB land, and it's Echo. Now I know a lot of you are gonna be like,
you should have got a steel. Why didn't you get a steel? Steel is the best.
and I don't disagree with you. I've used both, however. I actually started landscaping when I was about 15 and did everything from weed eaters to anything small engine, blowers and chainsaws. And Echo was phenomenal. That's what I learned on. I loved Echo. However, later on in life, when I went to university and I became the assistant ground supervisor, which we dealt with 80 acres, blah, 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 blah. You know, obviously they had more, we had contracts with bigger, we had a contract with steel. So all our equipment was steel, and that's when I got to use steel, including their chainsaws. And they were phenomenal. So I don't have a complaint. And after using this thing, I mean, in my opinion, guys, things last as long as you take care of them. So if you take care of things properly, they last long, you know, pretty long. Now, I think the real question is, can you beat this something and will it survive? That's probably a little bit more of the speed of, oh, Echo versus steel. Steel most likely will probably survive, right? It's just the facts. We see it all the time. And you can probably look up on YouTube, you know, like that, competition. But anyway, other than that, we just got some hatchets, dude. Fiskar. So we're gonna see. These are like Home Depot brand, maybe? I don't know. We got a splitting axe. We got this big ass. Look at this Thor hammer. Look at Mjolnir. Look at that thing, dude. That's when I start splitting later on. You know, actually splitting. And I got a wedge in there. You know, we have to start. I'm not gonna be able to split. We got some wedges for failing. These are fun. Got a few of those. And honestly, dude, listen, don't be a bitch, safety-wise. Now, I didn't buy a hard hat, but chaps, dude, a f***ing must. I watched like I said, I started in groundskeeping when I was young, and we had to drive my boss to the hospital, not because of a chainsaw, but because of a hedge trimmer. He was hedge trimming in shorts and ripped into his thigh, dude. He had to have like 35 staples. It was insane. But yeah, and I'll tell you why I don't mess with chainsaws. And that was the one thing in the Navy, because the Navy always pushes safety, and I'm sure, and believe it or not, I'm OSHA certified. I got both my cards. But they push safety just as any big corporation does, and it's good, and of course, but you know, you're like, man, dude, I'm getting on that second step of the ladder. However, chainsaws I've always been very, because you guys who work with chainsaws, you know how intense it is. But I'm going to come up on this camera real quick, and I want to show you. I got this one. I was 7 19. You see that big ass scar on my hand? You can actually still see where they stitched it. So if you look, no problem, straight as the arrow, right piece. If you look at this one, you can see my middle finger. I can't bend anymore. I cut that tendon. So I almost lost my hand when I was a kid, and I didn't ever think that. But when the fire department came, because I was bleeding everywhere, dude, you could see my cartilage and bones, and like I was like moving it. You could see the tendon pulling back and forth. It was disgusting. But the fireman, they run up, they're running, and I'm sitting there like in shock, adrenaline pumping. So it's like sore, but I'm not really freaking out. So that's when I found out I don't really freak out. But anyway, he runs up and he goes, "Oh." He goes, "Dude, I thought you lost a hand." I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Well, the moment we heard it was a chainsaw accident, come here, dude." Look, Amos is walking in. You can sit. I'm about to end this. But the moment we heard it was a chainsaw problem or incident. I mean, dude, we come to chainsaw incidents, somebody's leg is gone, somebody's arm is gone. And it's no joke, dude. That goes through bone and flesh like butter. So, guys, today's video is going to be fun. We're going to enjoy it. We're going to fell a tree. But if you ever work with a chainsaw, be safe, be smart, have chaps, have your helmet on, and frankly, I'm a CB. We do all things can do, as you can see. But I'm not a professional tree feller. I'm probably going to have a lot of you be like,
"David, you didn't do your board cut right. That notch, that face notch was too sharp or too shallow."
Dude, we'll talk it through. Calm your ass down, but I do want you to comment those things because we need to learn all together, right? Everybody needs to be a bee inside. So anyway, that's what we're going to get to. We'll get to the tree right now. Yeah, so let's get to the tree. And I don't want you complaining. And make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Even share it with the boys you know will enjoy this. And if you don't, and you're watching, that's okay too. Because you know what? God is good.
Amen, brother.
All right, let's get on it. So as you can see, it's a pretty straight shot. This is a pretty good tree as well. I mean, it's not a pretty good tree, it's a phenomenal tree. Now listen, I'm gonna look it up. My wife with her little camera, I guess she has an application or some shit. But I don't know what kind of tree it is. I don't know if it's poplar. I don't know if it's beech, not birch, beech. I don't know, but once we get closer, you guys in the comments identify it, but it's a pretty straight shot. The branches, there's no lean to it. There's no, one side's heavy over the other when it comes to the branches. So there's really no fighting the direction. It should be a smooth fall right through here. I'll have Oksana videotape over there.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
So you can see the fall, but up here we're gonna position this camera so you can kind of see what I'm talking about when I explain how I'm doing this and why I'm doing it the way that I am. But anyway, as you can see, we got to take the tree stand out. We were swinging on that vine too. That was fun. I only did it once. I didn't want to blow my shoulders out, but the kids were having a blast, so we're gonna have to do that, find that as well. But anyway, find a new vine as well is what I mean in the woods, but there's, oh my gosh, there's so much in here. So anyway, that's what we're gonna do today, and we're gonna have a great time, and you're gonna be like,
"Wow, felling a tree is not that hard. You gotta be safe. You gotta be safe."
but it's not that hard. As long as you're smart, confident, not stupid, not arrogant, confident, and safe, and you do it right. So let's keep on, boy. All right, boys and girls. I'm gonna quickly explain what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and then I'll let you just watch me, because once I get started, I'm just gonna have to send it, frankly. But yeah, no sweat, no sweat. It's gonna be interesting. We got a little bit of a bow. All right, but we'll get through it. So anyway, the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna carve your face in, right? It's essentially that angle where you do it on the side that you want it to fall. And if I remember correctly, it's like 70 degrees. Maybe it's not 45, it's not so drastic, but it is pretty, you want that angle there.
And you only want, I think, in my opinion, the big thing is you only want to go about a third of the way in. And that's because you don't want to go too far, that it cracks. You got to create a little hinge there in the middle. Not even in the middle, at the third way point, pretty much. So you only go about a third way of the width of the trunk. And then once you create your face, right, which you'll see me do first, you're going to see me take the saw, and then you're going to see me make a plunge cut. Okay, and it's just like almost like a bore, like a hole, like a bore hole. And so I'm going to plunge cut that to make the hinge. Once I have that done, right, the tree will still have enough strength on the back side of it as well as on that hinge to hold it straight up, unless it's on an extremely windy day. I don't know. I've never done it on a windy day like that, but I would be a little bit more cautious with that at that point. But once we get that bore cut down and we got our face cut, that's when we're going to drive in on either side our wedges. And what that's going to do is push up on the opposite side of the hinge. Okay, we want it to fall on the face side. So on the other side of the hinge, right? So here's your face, pretty much. Here's this little hinge that you've got, which is just uncut. And then you got your bore cut. In your bore cut on either side, you're going to put those wedges. Once you're doing bigger trees, it's a little different, but of course, I'm not a lumberjack. Go look that But on the other side, then you're going to put, pretty much what you're doing is you're pushing the tree up, but it's not going to go anywhere because it's still grabbing. But once that's all set up, then you're set to cut, and then you slowly cut the rear. And as you're doing that, you'll see that it starts to tilt because it's already those two chucks, what are they called? Those two wedges are already pushing the tree up, saying, hey, fall this way into the face. And then you just cut through it and you watch it fall. Pretty much the biggest danger, in my opinion, is it twisting. We should not have any twisting because we don't have a lot of weight going either way. It's pretty straight up. In my opinion, and what I'm going to recommend you, okay, one, go look up, it's YouTube, dude. Go look up how to properly fell a tree from a professional. It'll be pretty similar, but I would very much so have more faith in them than myself. But if you have a tree that's very just wonky all over the place, don't go for it. Don't go for it. Look it up first, because you probably have to get up there and start letting off weight. And that's when you get into tree climbers. And your boy is not in the department of tree climbing and cannot be anymore. But anyway, so we'll get this started. And the last thing I'll say is always have an escape plan. You got to keep an eye as you're cutting what the tree's doing. Because while you think 1,000% the tree is going to go one way, Mother Nature might say, nah, bitch, it's over. We're going this way. So have your escape plan. And I don't remember. I usually run like 30 feet away, but and it's pretty natural. You run away from the way it's falling. But from my understanding, if I remember correctly, it's like 45 degrees from the way that it's falling. So if it's falling this way, you don't want to run straight back. You want to run 45 degrees from the trunk. But anyway, yeah, so let me holler at Oksana and tell her to start recording.
I'm a clown.
Are you recording? Okay, you can start now. Stay back there. All right, let's get this started. This will be fun, I think, right? All right, so if you can hear me, we're about a third of the way, just probably a little under, just because I'm a little wary of how thin or how not thick. Yeah, how thin this tree really is. She's tall, but she's pretty thin. So now that we made that face, you could see.
Brother,
That we made that face to fall down this mountain. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna come back probably about the width of the blade, and we're gonna make what's called a plunge cut, pretty much a hole through the tree. That way we've got that cheese wedge in the front missing, and then we have a straight blade kind of hole through the middle. And that's where we're gonna hit our wedges. Once those wedges are in there good, then we'll come back and we'll slowly cut back, as you'll see, and it will fall forward. So now we're gonna make that plunge cut. Now, so far, the only really boo-boo that I did is you could see that my wedge is kind of slanted. So now when it falls, it might go to the left a little bit. Not too worried about it because I got everybody cleared out and it's still going in that general direction. But unlike me, make sure your wedge, when you do that face, that bottom is level. So now we're going to put some wedges in it, and then we'll come back and we'll cut it. And then you'll see this thing fly down. Now I'm not hitting it so hard that I want it to fall now. But what I'm doing is just making sure they're taut. So I'm telling the tree I'm lifting it on this side. All right, we're about to timber. Now we're going to come behind here and we're going to cut it. And you're going to see I'm slowly going to cut at it to where it falls forward. Granted, this tree is pretty much already falling forward. Well, that's the idea. So we'll come back around here. You'll see me slowly cut and listen and watch. And when I think it's going to crack or fall, you'll see me walk off the side probably. So here we go. Always say it. Always say it. Lord be with us. Keep us safe, God. All right, here we go.
That's what I'm waiting for. That's what it's all about.
And that's it. And then you get to sit on this beautiful thing. No, but there she is. That easy, guys. It is a very serious work, so don't ever play with it. If you got to be confident, but you can't be stupid. That's the best way to say it. You got to be confident, but you can't be arrogant. So I'm going to pick up the camera here and we'll walk this. One, you'll get to see what it's like, what kind of tree it is, so you can tell me. She's real nice and green, so that's a problem. I'm cutting way too late. Remember, I bought this place too late. But we'll walk it and you'll see why I cut it down, because it's just perfect for it. But I'm also trying to open this up. Yeah, and you'll see we felled it right where we wanted it to. So she fell exactly where we are. And what I'll do is I'll come here, and you can see I don't do this often, but I'm going to show you the hinge, all right, and all this stuff I'll explain. All right, so if you can see right here, kind of wonky. You see how I don't do this often. Look, this should have been flatter up, and then my bore cut, you can see on this side was fine, but then look how big or high up I was on this side with the bore cut. it's like, excuse my language, 2.5, 3 inches higher than it should have been. So, sorry guys, I'm like looking at it, not through the camera. And then here's the back side cut. But right here, look at this strip. You see that? That's my hinge. That is what, it's the last thing that is holding this tree to its stump. And what it does is it just holds it in place. But as we cut and we've got those wedges pushing up on it, we're telling that thing, come up this way. We're pushing you up and off on this side of the hinge. And then this side of the hinge right here doesn't have anything, so no resistance. So it's a lot easier for this hinge to go, yeah, dude, I'll go this way. And that's what we just saw happen. So obviously you see how disgusting and unprofessional I am here, but the hinge definitely worked and we're great. But look how green this is, dude. I mean, there's no way in hell I'm gonna be drying this all the way out before winter. But again, we wanted to start getting some ready. So let's keep walking. And as you can see, we wanted it and we fell it. But look at this bark. Somebody tell me what this is, okay? Because honestly, I have no idea. And I was gonna ask, I kept thinking, oh, I'll ask Oksana to like look it up, because she's got this like app that tells you what plants are and trees. But yeah, it worked out really well. We succeeded, guys. So I'll position the camera and speed it up, and we'll at least get this cleaned up. But as you can see, Ezra was so excited about this. As you can see, we ain't got no tree there no more. We succeeded, nobody is hurt. It was controlled. It did everything that we wanted to do with slight variation, but the mission was accomplished. And now the tree is down. And we can start getting our fire cords, you know, cord of wood in line. So I'll set this up. I'm not gonna work too much. You know, I'm gonna trim it up and then probably just cut them into some bigger logs. Splitting, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do. I used to be able to split like just, you know, like old school. And I really enjoyed that, but now they're talking about having surgery on my rotator cuff, but I don't want that. But they are like, you better not use it. And I'm like, think about cutting wood, right? So I might have to rent a hydraulic press or something. Anyway, let's get on with this video, Bubba. It's pretty much just going to be this from now on. I don't think I'm going to split wood. I got to find a solution for that. You know, now that life has changed. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, you just got here. My body's pretty and doesn't help when I do things. So yeah, anyway, I appreciate you joining me for CB Land and watching me fell some trees, or a tree. There'll be a lot more that I probably won't. Unless there's like a super massive one that I have to do, then I'll probably record that one. But yeah, this and just a tad bigger are about the size that I'll be dropping. This is the smallest size I'll drop. But all right, guys, thanks, boys. You know, again, tune in for CB Land, and let me know what you think about this idea. I'm thinking about doing a live CB Land, or CB Sunday, sorry, a live CB. Tune in to CB Sunday. I'm thinking about doing a live CB Sunday, because it'll be a lot easier to answer questions directly like that, but I don't know how to do any of that right now. I mean, I'm sure it's easy, I'll figure it out. But yeah, before I commit to that, let me know, because I think that would be a cool idea to do it like Sunday, you know, afternoon after everybody got home from church or whatever they're doing. And then we yeah, sit down and have a nice live CB Sunday. Anyway, yeah, dude, that's where we're at. Thanks for joining me. God bless you guys, love you. and enjoy yourself. And also, remember, the plan is no plan, sir. Lied. I know, last time I said I had more and I didn't. This time I said I'm done, but I have. Got it all cut, as you can see, into these nice little, I don't know, probably anywhere between a foot to 1.6 inches. Probably 1.3 inches, really. It's too big, in my opinion, bigger than that. But boy, she green. But she's splitting really well. She's split, and I'm not supposed to be doing this. I'm not gonna do it for long. I actually already I just talked to my neighbor. He's actually got an electric, oh no, maybe it is gas powered. I thought it was electric. But he's got a hydraulic splitter, which is gonna make this real fast. I mean, like 10 times faster. But I wanted to show you guys, for those of you who don't know how to split wood and how to swing an axe, how to do it. So let me reset this camera and show you. This is just the kind of larger logs, right? You can see we already started splitting some. I'm also teaching the boys, but I figured, you know what, let's do everybody. So, because you'd be surprised, man. Some people have never swung an axe. And it's not that they're dumb, it's just they've never were taught. Or they haven't done it enough that they don't understand. Look at that view. Let's take a moment and say, praise the Lord, huh? That's a view. So anyway, when you're swinging, okay? And you guys stay quiet, but listen to me, okay? Sorry, I'm talking to my boys. When you're swinging, you don't start here and fight the handle and try and move it around like that, you know, or like swing it up and down. You actually hold it at the head, just like that, and one way down here. I guess it's different for dominant hands. So left hand, if you're left-handed, you go on, you know, you hold it up towards the axe. Right-handed, up towards the axe, always dominant. And then your weaker hand goes all the way to the end. And some handles don't have it. Those wooden handles are real nice. I'm not gonna buy it because I don't do this enough. But I'm not a professional lumberjack. Some of these guys with I got some Scullies in there. I should have worn them. But this has a nice little hook at the bottom. So you want to rest your finger and really rest the end, that hand, your non-dominant hand at the end, and your strong hand at the front. Because now look how much movement I got. So what we do, and as I'll go through the swing, is I always put my axe head right where I want to hit. See how I know in this position it's going to hit right there. So I hold it, positive control for my gun folk, and you throw your hand up, and look at what I just did. You throw the axe head up and you slide down. That's what you do. So you go up, around, and it's kind of hard to go slow, but you'll see, boom. And I didn't go hard because I just wanted to show you the motion, right? So I'll do this motion again. Have positive control, right hand or dominant hand at the axe head, weaker hand at the end. And what you're doing is you're almost like rowing. And when you row, you throw it and up. Look at that. See how I threw it up? You go up, and then that's all full force. You bring it down. So I'll try and see if I can hit it and just smash it. Boom, baby. So it's that easy. I'm only gonna do this a couple times, and then I'll get the hydraulic splitter out, and then show you guys the end product. Because I thought, no, I can't end the video there. You wanna see the end. Look at that. Usually it's nice to have from a bigger tree base, so this doesn't happen. You don't send it into the earth. Let's see if I can smash this in half. Look at this, guys. Let's see if Davey Wavy still got it from the old days. Right? Solid piece. Let's see if I can just send it once. Boom. Here we go. Boom. Boppy's strong, boy. Daddy's still strong. See if I can do it again. We did. She hung on, but we did it. But all right, guys, I'm gonna stop doing this before I have to go suck down some druggies. because it's better to stop while you're ahead, is what I'm learning. And I'm gonna go get my neighbor's thing, splitter. I was like, oh dude, I'll buy one. And then I looked them up and they were like, the good ones were like 800 bucks starting. And I was like, I don't have that money. All right, we'll see the end product. All right, team. As you can see, it's been quite nice. This is just one tree. I don't know if it's poplar. I don't know what the hell it is, frankly. It's not oak. It's not pine. So for you guys in the comments that might know, I'll look it up, but you experts. Tell me what it is, but this is one tree. Now you can see that, I don't know, for me it looks like it's about 2 weeks. I would say I need probably 6 more of these, and then to stack 6 more of these, but then have to stack it properly to make a cord of wood. And if I'm correct, hopefully I am, it's 4 feet by 4 feet wide by 8 feet long by 4 feet tall. So it's pretty much like a 4 foot tall, 4x8 sheets all the way stacked. From my understanding, that's a cord of wood. Let's see how up I got that. But I think about 6 of these would make that. And right now what I'm doing, it doesn't rain until Friday supposedly. So I'm gonna let this pretty much cook in the sun because I'm so late in the year. I feel like, I don't know, I would suggest doing it like March, April, honestly, and then it sits for about 6 months, before you really start using it, but it gives it plenty of time to dry. I did just talk to my veterinarian for large animals, and she said she just did hers yesterday too, so hopefully that gives me some, comfort there. But nonetheless, this is what we got, man. This is what we got. And guys, if you haven't cut wood, if you haven't felled trees and cut it for firewood, I would say the biggest key, right, is try to cut what is already dying or dried out. Live works too if you cut it early enough, but my biggest suggestion is you need to look at the tree, obviously, right? But you need to look at it because it might be very tall, just like we saw this one was pretty tall, it was up there. This is all we got out of it, and that's just because she wasn't thick. She wasn't Lizzo, you know what I mean? And the thicker is better. Thick and short, it's just fine, but long and skinny don't work out. That's what she said. But you get my point. You get it. So this is what we got. We're gonna let it cook for a few days before the rain comes. Probably about Thursday afternoon, we'll go and start stacking it and shit. But I appreciate you guys. If you want me to go over next time more on the chainsaw, there's a couple of things I didn't go over, how it functions. It's a beast. It worked great. But small little tips here and there that I used to teach CBs that were with me and never put a hand on the saw, kind of like habits to form, like hitting that safety bar without taking it, always having positive control, etc., etc. But yeah, if you're more interested, we'll do another video, me cutting a tree. I probably won't until it's like a big ass one or a really intense one. I guess, I don't know, maybe not, maybe so. Depends on how this video goes. But yeah, guys, like it, share it, subscribe it, share it with your CB boys, share it with your depth brothers. And if you're a civvy or a veteran, bro, I hope you enjoyed it, man. I hope you had a nice little calm ass Thursday morning. Please, like I said in this video though, for CB Sunday, it probably won't be this CB Sunday, but let me know what you think about doing a live CB Sunday where you guys tune in and you guys can type and ask questions, and I can talk for as long as you guys want or as short as you guys want about the topics you want to hear and the questions you have. I think that's a great idea. So that's what I suggest. Let me know what you think in the comments. And yeah, man. I mean, let's just do it. Let's have a good time. Soon enough, once this channel gets big enough and I can fly people out, I'm gonna have like UT versus CE versus BU versus EO, building, doghouse. I'm just the craziest fun you can think of. But really to put our rates out there, to show you what kind of, and you'd also get to see how we act, cohesively, but also in our rivalry. So real pumped for that. But anyway, guys, thanks for joining in. God bless you guys. I hope you have a wonderful Thursday, and tune in for CB Sunday. Love you guys.